Okay. So SQL, you can see that SQL bolt, something that was come from the bolt from the blue. SQL, or you can say SQL. SQL is something. What is something? That was what it stands for. You have to understand that first. So SQL is like SQL, or you can say SQL. That was stands for SQL structured query language. So structured means something was structured, and query means question, and language means how the things work. So you need a structure, you need a query, and you need a language. That means if you include these three, you have a basic idea of something, what is actually is. So why do we need a language to communicate? So what is it communicating? So that question is arises. What things it communicates? Query is like a search engine or like a searching something. So structured means you have assembled your data in such a way that you can actually call them up whenever you need. So for that reason, you have some functional words. Let's say you want to express yourself in your own language. So what do? You use grammar. Grammar is a function. You use the word vocabularies. That is a function. So that function you can actually you are not saying anything in a inorganized way. Have you ever said that eat my rice? Eat my rice or rice my eat? No, nothing like that. Why do you avoid this kind of thing? Because it never sounds great. You can say that it never sounds great because you have a structure. So to say your language, to ask the query, to assemble it. So structured query language is something that was work with data. So data is the main thing. So if you don't understand the structured query language, if you don't understand the functions, if you can never call it up. So to call it up, you know have to have the functions like structured query use select function, where function, time function, data function, date function. So join function, by order, group by. These are the functions it use. So why they use this kind of thing? So that you can call them up in a very organized way. You have tremendous amount of data, tremendous amount of information, but you don't need all of them. You need the specific information. Let's say you want to buy a car. So to buy a car, you need the model name, you need the price money, and you need the color. That was the basic thing you need. You don't want the other information, how where it is authorized, how it is manufactured, which factories is modified. No, you don't need that. You just need the model name. You just need the who actually made it, the country name. Sometimes it is basic information, and you want to know the engine type. Basically, sometimes people want to know. Not all the people are interested in such kind of information because it's a waste of time. You just want to know that car is fit for me. That car is low cost. That is enough. I don't have the idea of engines. If the car price is high, I know the engine is good. If the car price is low, I know the engine is will sometime break after some year it will break. So you know the thing. So you don't worry about it. What are you worried about? How much it costs? What are the maintenance costs? You have to identify this kind of information so that you can actually get the idea. Okay, whether you should buy or not. Structured query language is suggest that. So whenever you go to a website, you see that they have many varieties like a mobile, like a headset or headphones, mouse, keyboard, printer, whatever the thing you need. So you don't search all the things. You just search the company name, or you yeah, and then you search the price because that is the most important thing. You have to have the money to buy that. Otherwise, it is waste of time to watch thing. Okay, so that is the thing. So they structured the thing in such a way so the client or the customer can find it helpful. So SQL does the same thing. So if you go a website and if you go a website and you see you are unable to find the information you need, you feel bored. You feel what the hell is that? So you will avoid that website. You will search for another website. But website is the key to earn money. Most of the companies does that because if you don't open the website, how would they make money? So that's why they organize the website very clearly. As you can see in front of me, this website is very simple, but it looks so organized. It is so you can say that its appearance is so soothing, so that you can actually use it very fluently. Likewise, many other websites have to have the information correctly so that they can attract customers. That's why SQL comes. That's why the SQL is come. So how you can actually arrange the data, how you can actually come up with the information, and that is what a structured query language is. And what you need to know, you have to have the MySQL workbench, and you have to download it so that you can actually use how to make tables, how to enter data, how to update them, how to erase them, how to remove them, how to clear them. You know that information can change. Sometimes price can be fluctuated because of the pricing issue. You can say that. So they have to update it, and they have to update the when how much it costs. They have to update the availability. So SQL does that. SQL is very it is work behind, but it does these things very clearly. Because if you don't update your website, if you don't give the updated information, no one will come to your website. That is the basic thing. So SQL does that. So that's what the basic SQL is. I know I am not a tech guy. I don't have the basic experience knowledge, but I know how it works. I know how to go with that, and that's why I'm here. So whenever you see something you're learning, be sure that you know it very clearly. Otherwise, you are wasting your time spent in learning some tutorials, learning some the basic things. It's a waste of time because you have to have the idea that where you should use that. Because whenever the companies ask for this kind of knowledge, what are they asking? They're asking that how much efficient you are. If you understand that what is a SQL does, you can solve any problem without knowing the functions or not. Because functions can be, you can learn the functions, but what you need to know is how the logics work. It's like a mathematical problem. You know the formulas, that's okay. But knowing formulas doesn't guarantee that you can actually solve problems. Okay? There are two things. Knowing formula doesn't guarantee that you can actually solve a mathematical problem. What it does, it creates a surety that okay, you can actually try it out. But the main thing works here is logic. So when you understand the mathematical logic, even though you doesn't have any idea about the formulas, you can solve it. So, but formula is kind of thing. It's a soothing kind of game. So you don't have to worry about the other things. You don't have to waste your time more and more. So that's why comes the formula. So when you mix formulas and your logics, that's when the real thing works. That's when you actually enjoy your learning. So that is what I want to say. Thank you. Oh,